Hi everybody, it's Amy from Skinner Farms. Today we are going to be making one of my personal favorites. It's cheesy bacon loaded potato soup. There's a lot of different variations that you can do. You can use big yellow Yukon Gold potatoes. Some people like russets. We are going to be using these little bitty potatoes. We like our soup chunked, like with chunks of potato instead of slices. So these are just going to be easy to chop up. What we're going to do is we're going to do all the ingredients. Should we say what the ingredients are now or should we wait?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're having bacon, potatoes. It calls for milk. I personally like my soup with the evaporated milk. I couldn't think of what it was at first. I just think it makes it creamier. Chicken broth, it actually just asks for a cup, but we're going to make it for a big group, for our small group. So we're going to be using a whole 32 ounces. I like it cheesy, so we're using sharp cheddar cheese, and then you can also use the cheddar cheese for the soup mix. So we're going to go through step by step. We'll put the recipe down below, and we'll be right back. So when you get started, what you need to do is you need to take some of your render grease from the cooking the bacon and most people put onions in it. I have friends that don't like onions, so what we're going to be using is some onion powder, and I'm using a little bit of minced garlic. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your onion and in the bacon grease, and you're going to let it get where it's transparent, where it cooks down. Josh has a fancy word for that, but I don't remember what it is. And then you're going to slowly stir in a third cup of flour, and then you're going to start adding in your milk. And once you do that, then you'll add in your chicken broth. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting up the bacon into chunks. I wasn't going to use this much bacon, but I was going to rob it for some sandwiches, but I think I'll just cut it all up. Josh told me I didn't need this, but we got new cutting kitchen shears today, and I'm going to do that. So we're going to cut up all this bacon, and we'll be back. So we've got all the bacon cut up. If you look right here, you'll see it. We got these handy dandy kitchen shears at home. Yeah, I think that was the At Home store. We were super excited there because we were going to look for this mandolin, and they didn't have much. It was kind of a bust, but we did get these, and these are amazing. So we'll put these down in the thing below, the little, what is it? Description in the thing below. So we'll be back after we get all the potatoes cut up. Okay, so these are the size of the potatoes, and all I'm doing is I'm cutting them in half, and I'm quartering them. I'm cutting them in half again. Now, some of these potatoes are smaller than others, and I may have to cut them up a little bit more, but we want them to be chunky and not like little bitty slices. So like this is a bigger potato, so I'll have to probably cut that a little bit more. So we'll get this cut up, and then we'll start working on the stock. Okay, so right now we have got the bacon crumbled, we have the potatoes cut up, and right now I've got the bacon grease, a little bit of butter. I have onion powder and minced garlic in there. Now you have to watch it because you do not want your minced garlic to burn, because then that is just a whole bunch of nastiness you do not want. Once this is melted down and the garlic is a little bit more transparent, and everything's really yummy goodness together, then we will, probably dark over here, we'll be adding in the flour. I'll be whisking it in with the broth, and then that's when we start the soup mixture. The thing to remember about this is if you don't really like it cheesy, there's a potato soup that doesn't have cheese in it. You can add as much as you like. We are putting a lot of potatoes in there. It only called for so many, but we want it good potato soup. So like my husband always says, you do you. But what we're going to do first is we're going to make sure that this does not get all yucky, and we're going to make sure that it is a bunch of yummy goodness, and then we will start adding in more stuff. So we will be back in just a few. You're going to have to edit that part out.
I'll leave it in there, it's real.
Okay, so I'm also adding a little bit of salt to this. Now, obviously, we'll have to add more salt. It requires more salt in a bit, but just to this part. And a little bit of pepper. And you want it, like if, Josh, can you get the shot in there? Where, like, you can see it kind of, well, it's kind of starting to form like little bubbles. You just want to let that do it for about a minute. I've got it on pretty low heat, but there's not much in the pan. And then I'm going to start whisking in some flour. So,
you can see the bubbles.
Okay. Now this is for, you're doing this to make a roux, to make your soup a little thicker. Some people like theirs super thick. Before in soups, when I haven't done this, I have added instant potato flakes, like the Idahoan ones. I like those. Those are good potato flakes. And that makes it just thicken up a little bit. You can always do the, I can't think of what, cornstarch and water, but potato flakes sometimes, they just taste better. So once you get this mixed in, see how it's kind of got that, and we don't want this to burn, so now I'm going to start gradually stirring this in, the chicken broth. Now I have my milk sitting over here by this, but we don't need this first because we've got to put the potatoes in here and get them where they're kind of cooked before we put the milk in. So now this is all good. See how it is, the texture of it? It's watery, but it will thicken up kind of how when you make gravy, how it thickens up as you go. We'll be back. Now we're just adding the potatoes. And I believe I'm going to have to add some more chicken broth. Because you want the potatoes covered. And I'll just adjust my recipe for the salt and all the other seasonings. So we'll push those down in there. Maybe add just a little bit more. Because we're going to bring this to a boil and let it boil for about 10 minutes. And then we'll add in the bacon. And then we'll add in, we'll add in the milk. And then we'll add in the bacon. Now you can also get scallions. You can do green onions, cut them up for decoration when you're done. And we'll also put, I can't think. I just lost my train of thought. Mr. Skinner Farms can tell you why. We'll be back after this. Big fat belly. Okay, we're 4 minutes into the potato boil, and what we're going to go ahead and do now is add our cheese. We want that to melt down. I'm cooking in a cast iron skillet. Huh? Pot, sorry. Pot. So, push pause. Okay, so I've got 2 cans of cheese that I'm going to add to this. I've turned my pot down just a little because you don't want your potatoes to stick. And cast iron, whether it's a skillet or a, what is this called?
Enamel cover, enamel lined.
Yeah, but it's also a
Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. These dudes get hot. Okay, so we got all that in there. And then I'm just going to kind of mix this around. And then in a minute, I'm going to add some shredded cheese to it too. And then we'll add the milk. See how that's all melted in there nice and good? I'm not being all specific here. I'm just putting in 2 grabs of cheese. That is a technical term. 2 grabs. And then...
Technical. I've seen it in their cookbook.
So, you see that cheese? Look at all this Skinner fried bacon. Some people don't put a lot, but we put lots of bacon in everything.
Why?
Go big or go home.
Because bacon. Why not?
Now, use this. Now we're going to stir that in. Now we're getting ready to add the milk as it's cooking on low. Now that is just a good pot of looking stuff. I hope I have enough room in here.
That's a technical term too.
Yeah, that's technical. So, yummy number 1. Gonna tell you a quick fact. Make sure that when you send your husband to the store that he gets evaporated milk. Many moons ago, Mr. Skinner Farms grabbed me sweet condensed milk, and I made the sweetest potato soup you've ever seen. But, fun fact, we fixed it. I don't even remember how. We probably all swelled up like toads that day because we had lots of salt in our soup, but it was still good. But that is a soup way to try a soup and you're thinking, oh, you're so excited for this potato, bacony, cheesy soup, and then it's sweet. Now look at that. That is just yummy, yummy goodness. Now we're going to cook it on low, and we'll make Mr. Skinner Farms do the official taste test. We're going to put some chives in. Now, my but wise husband showed me this trick that if you turn this while you're pouring, instead of just going shh, 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 shaking, you turn this and it comes out. And just the right amount. We're going to stir that in and just put a little bit more. Isn't that handier than a pocket on a shirt? Alrighty. Official taste test. If you can not burn me alive.
That's good.
It's good.
I don't think I was even on camera, but that was good.
My hand's on fire. Doesn't need anything else. I hope you enjoyed this film. Wait, it's not a film. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Like us. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat.
I don't have Snapchat.
Oh, not Snapchat. We'd like to thank our servicemen and women for keeping Old Glory flying on the farm. And we hope you like this video. Am I forgetting anything?
As always.
We'll see you on the next video.